Welcome back to another Main Event Broadcasting Network special edition. I'm joined by Head Coach Michael McMunn. I'm Billy Mangum, and today we will be talking about the women's side of the team for their preseason interview. Coach, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to first talk about the women's side of the team. So give us a little, we're just going to sit here and get to know the team a little bit, your expectations and everything. So first off, what is the tournament that you're looking forward to most for the women's side?
Well, we're looking forward to all of them. I think the event that we're most looking forward to get back to is Huntington's event in Montgomery. We had some success there last year. Obviously, we're down a few players than we were last year, but not having Cat Hodge with us this year is going to hurt. Having that solid score in the 70s. But we're excited to get the season rolling, and I feel like we've got a pretty good schedule.
I completely agree. Cat was a big player here last year. So speaking about the Montgomery Country Club Invitational, last fall the women's team actually won that event. So talk a little bit about how their victory last year helped kind of mold their season, and how doing good in that first tournament is kind of like a big motivator for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we got out to a strong start. It was almost bad in a way, if you could say that, for us, because we kind of felt like we got a little complacent. Like we went down there, and we didn't play our best, but we played well enough to win. And I think that mindset carried over into our next couple of events and into our next couple of rounds. And we didn't play our best. We didn't post very many good numbers. And then a few weeks later, when we went to the Golf Week Fall Preview, we had a really bad day. I had a really good talk with the girls after that round, and we sat down, we regrouped and kind of refocused. We played some better golf. Our scores didn't get any better, but we played better golf. But yeah, we're excited because of the success we had there in Montgomery last year. It's a fun golf course. It's always fun to go down there. The course is always in perfect shape.
That's awesome. So speaking on, you don't have many girls returning. You only have 2 returners this year. That would be Ashton and Courtney. Courtney being a senior this year, so you're going to have another senior kind of leading the pack. Describe what kind of impact those 2 specifically are going to provide this year, kind of helping make sure that they don't get complacent, like you said last year, winning that first event, and keeping everything rolling and always pushing to get better.
Yeah, you mentioned the experience we've got coming back. Courtney being a senior, we also have a transfer coming in from Bruce Marker, Mallory Smith. So she's not a typical first-year player for us. She's had some experience in the past in collegiate events. So we're excited to see kind of how she molds into and fits into Courtney and Ashton, and now with Julie as a freshman. With 3 girls who have been through the process before of traveling and studying on the road, and staying in hotels and stuff like that, they can kind of help lead her into start the season. And again, going back to Montgomery for our first event is kind of a home away from home feeling for us because we've had some success there. But it'll be really nice to have Courtney as a senior. So far this year, she's been a really good leader. She's been at the golf course a lot practicing. Ashton's doing the same. She's been out there a ton, trying to get a little bit better. In course class scheduling, it kind of hinders them every once in a while getting out there. But I feel like we're going to have a really solid season.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. So you recently acquired a new assistant coach, Parker Rowland. Describe how he's helping you with the women's side and kind of how important that is to get that extra piece of coaching staff.
Yeah, it's very important to have an individual who you can, kind of throw to the wolves, so to speak. We're not doing that. It's, this fall, the way the schedules have kind of been scheduled at all of our events, it's the men are going this weekend, the women are going the same weekend. So it's nice to be able to say, you're with the women, I'm with the men, and that's how it is. And he's not scared. That's what he wanted, so that's what he's getting.
That's awesome.
But he's been a huge help for us, not just for me, but for the players. And in the past couple of years, it's felt like for me, I'm kind of doing the players an injustice by not being there for practice every day.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's able to be there every day and work with the girls, every day at practice. And last year, the year before, was more I'd work with the men this day and the women the next day, the men next day, and I kind of felt like they were not getting the proper, teaching and coaching and on-course management that they needed daily to improve.
Mm-hmm. So talking about, you definitely feel like there's definitely going to be a more intense coaching presence for the women's side because you're not having to split your time. They can have their own individual working with them and everything. Describe some of the goals and expectations that you and him have both set for the women's program, just maybe like 2 or 3.
Well, we really don't like to have expectations, but the goals for us at the moment to go and play, we talk about this all the time, is don't worry about the results. Go out and hit each shot to the best of your ability, and then the results will take care of itself. So that's kind of our main goal. We haven't really spoken of goals much this year yet, but we do talk a lot about focusing on one shot at a time. If you accomplish each shot to the best of your ability, by the time you make that last putt on 18, more than likely that number in the scorecard there is going to be a pretty solid rank. Mm-hmm. And then you become task-oriented versus result-oriented.
So it's kind of, you guys want to repeat the process and focus more on the process rather than the results.
Correct.
Just to always improve them and keep them going. So, Coach, I think that's going to wrap it up here. Thank you once again for joining us.
Appreciate it.
And good luck on the season.
All right, thanks.
Thank you once again for joining us on a Main Event Broadcasting Network special sit down with Head Coach Michael McMunn. I am Billy Mangum, and we'll see you next time.